Kasia. So today I wanted to review for you the Illamasqua Skin Base Foundation, and mine is in color SB08. First of all, I really like the packaging. I know that some people hate it. I really like it. I was a bit surprised at first when I got it out of the box. It was so tiny, because whenever you look at the pictures and even on the video, they seem to look much bigger. And you know, if I compare it to something like Lingerie de Peau, it looks tiny, but it has the usual amount, 30 ml, 1 fluid ounce. So it's a size of average foundation. The bottle is plastic, square. I love the fact that you can put it flat like this, and that's how I store it, because then, you know, all the product runs down. It doesn't have a pump. It has a squeezable little tip, which is very good actually, because it's very easy to control how much to squeeze out. And of course, because it is squeezy, that's why I like the fact that it can sit like this, because all the product runs down. Okay, so what do they say about this foundation? It says this cold blendable medium coverage formula primes, hydrates and controls shine in one, creating a perfect finish. This is the ultimate skin realism foundation. Well, I wouldn't agree with everything that it says on there. Blendable, it blends okay, but it is very thick formula. Let me just squeeze some. I would almost say that this is cream foundation, not liquid. Well, it's a bit thinner than cream, but if you look, it's not running anywhere, it just stays put. So it's liquidy but quite thick. I've applied it with makeup sponge and one side with my brush, and you will see it in a minute in an application. I prefer to do it with something like Sigma F80 or the Real Techniques brush. I find that with the sponge, most of the product almost sinks into the sponge because it's so thick, it clings onto it, and I don't feel I get as good coverage as with the brush. Saying that, the coverage is amazing. It is pretty full coverage, quite thick, but it leaves your skin quite luminous, not greasy, not really shiny. You will see when I do the demonstration. So it's very very strange. I've never experienced anything like that. So I would say, if you like ST.LEONARDS Double Wear but you don't like that really matte finish, you might like this, because that gives you quite lovely lit finish, and you can powder it down if you want, or you can leave it as it is. Now, the shade is so hard to choose a shade. I don't have any Illamasqua store near me, so I had to do it online. So of course I've watched lots of videos and reviews of people that I think have similar skin tone, and I chose the SB08. When you go on their website, the shades go something like, for example, this one is pink undertone with yellow, which I don't really get. You can get as well yellow undertone with pink, so I didn't really know which one to go for. So I saw someone reviewing that color, and I thought, yeah, that should suit me. So there it is. I would say it is a bit too warm for me. It's almost a bit apricotty. I'm wearing it today, but obviously I put other stuff on it, like bronzers, powders, but I was thinking I'd rather get something lighter, because I can make it darker than get it too dark and not being able to wear it at all. First time I put it on, I hated it. It just, I think all of it was because I don't think the color is right for me. Then the second day I mixed it with, I think, YSL Youth Liberator, and I quite like that. And then I've been using it on its own. I don't use any primer under it, because it says that this formula primes as well, so I didn't use any primer. And I think that I should have gone for 8.5 because 8.5 is a bit more yellow, I think. So, but they didn't have it in stock when I went back, so I can easily work with this one. I've got it on, so, and I've been wearing it for the last few videos and you all liked it, so that's the best indication that it looks okay. But it is a bit too, it's not even pink, it's more like a apricot. Let me just compare them to, that will just show you how it is very hard to find the right shade, and all my foundations I would say are all different colors, but somehow they work for me. I think as long as the undertone is what you need, then you can always make it a bit darker. And let me show you. Oh no, you know what I just did? I dropped foundation on my trousers, and know what that means. It's not gonna come off. It has come off. Okay, so if I compare this to my Estee Lauder rattan, look how yellow that is comparing to the Illamasqua. So this is definitely pink for me, but because it's quite light, it works. So I just warm it up with, sometimes with Laura Mercier Rich Vanilla, or with a bit of bronzer. So that was the Estee Lauder Double Wear in rattan, but that is quite yellow. That's probably the most yellow foundation I own. Then let me show you the Lingerie Depot in number 03. Where shall I put it? I'll put it next this side. This one is more beigey. So this is cool, like this is like a cool beige. So this is the Lingerie Depot number 3. This is your rattan in Double Wear, and this is the Illamasqua in 08. So as you can see, they're all different, but I can wear them all. So if you have skin like mine, I would still go for 8.5 because it will be a bit more yellow. This is too, it's almost pinky apricot, so that's why, like I said, I can wear like a true beige, which is sort of neutral, or yellow. So I hope that gave you slight indication. I would say they're the same darkness. Forget the undertone, they're the same darkness. And if you think number 8, it might seem, oh, 8 must be really dark. It isn't. It is really light foundation. So that's about the color. All in all, I really like this foundation. It wears quite well, although at the end of the day it gathers a bit around my nose here and sometimes can look a bit cakey towards the end of the day. So, but it is one of those foundations that I am going to enjoy using. It's not my holy grail, but I've been only using it for about, I don't know, 5 days, so I don't know. And especially because I am planning on getting the 8.5, I think if the color match is better, then I will like it even more. So all in all, it says it's a medium cover. I would say it's more towards full coverage foundation, and you can make it really full coverage if you really wanted to. You will see in the demonstration I use just one layer of foundation and it covers perfectly. So this foundation is for people that like full coverage, but you don't like that very matte finish, because like I said, it leaves that lovely lit within. I hate this I hate this saying lit within. Everybody says that. What that even mean? What does it even mean, lit within? Yes, but it leaves you that lovely dewy finish, but not greasy, if you know what I mean. So the most challenging and difficult thing is to choose your color. So if you can get a sample, or go to a store where they sell it, that would be the best thing. I can see it now when I put it to my face, that it's definitely the wrong color, but as you can see, I can make it work. So Like I said, all my foundations are probably a bit different in color, but I make them work by mixing them or putting other stuff on the top of it. So don't be scared. You can make any foundation really work. The color, well, it's always better to buy too light than too dark, because there isn't much you can do with foundation that is too dark. Anyway, enough of that. So now we will go into demo me applying that foundation. Okay, so here is my Illamasqua Skin Base foundation in CB08. As you can see, it is quite thick, it's hardly moving. I will apply one side of my face with Real Techniques beauty sponge, and I do the other one with brush. As you can see, it has a really good coverage, which I didn't expect. I don't go with it under my eyes. I will use concealer. I feel that with the beauty blender you almost need to use more product. I feel like the beauty blender is almost soaking it up. I don't find it that well spreadable with the beauty blender. Oh well, this is not a beauty blender, same thing though. Okay, so that is like one coat. You can still see a bit of my melasma. I'm going to do the other side with Sigma F80. I'm going to squeeze the foundation straight onto brush, and I think with this foundation I do prefer using the brush. I feel I get better coverage with the brush. Like I said, I feel like the beauty sponge soaks up the product. So as you can see, it is a very good coverage, but it's glowy at the same time. So I would say when it comes to coverage, it's very similar to ST.LEONARDS, but ST.LEONARDS Double Wear, but I feel ST.LEONARDS is easier to apply, because even though it gives you good coverage, it's more liquidy than this one, so it spreads out much better. I always get like the brush marks on my nose, so I just go over with my finger and rub that in. So it is very, very thick. To me this is almost like a cream foundation, not liquid foundation. It is not greasy, it feels quite dry, but as you can see it has that glow. So yeah, it is very strange, and like I said, I quite like it. I just think the shade is not that good for me. So this was just one coat, as you can see. I don't feel my melasma is covered that well this side as this side, because like I said, I prefer to do it with the brush. Let me just put the concealer, and that let you see how I do my concealer. I'm gonna use the Maybelline Fit Me in number 10, and all I do, I put the most of the product here, and then I just pat it in. And I pat it on the top of my lid as well. I pat it in for quite a while, because I feel with the warmth of your finger it melts in much better. So after that, I still would powder, although it doesn't feel like it needs much powdering, but I do get oily after a while. And even though I like quite luminous, that lit within look, which that gives me right now, if I leave it like this I will start looking really greasy. So what I do, I mattify this first, and then I add highlighters and stuff like that. So I will mattify this with probably just a loose powder, and I will use my Chico powder. I still have loads left and I've had it for ages, but I really like it. It's very finely milled. So I'm gonna take a big fluffy brush and just set it through the middle and whatever is left on the side. And there you have it. Obviously I would go and do the rest with my face now, but this is the foundation. It is quite thick. I would say you can see it on your face, but because of that glow it doesn't look too bad. So I quite like it. It does what I want, and like I said, I probably just need the shade to be a tiny bit more yellow, which means I should have gotten SB 8.5. This I would say is about NC 2025. So that's how I apply the foundation. All in all, I really like this foundation. I probably will purchase the other color, 8.5, and as I go along I will update you on it more and more. And thank you very much for watching, and I see you soon. Bye.